Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Lamont Roach Jr. has filed an official appeal letter to the New York Commission regarding the majority draw that he received against Gervonta Davis. He feels it should have been a win. He feels that Steve Willis, the usually pretty reliable referee, he made a mistake in the 9th round in not calling a knockdown when Gervonta Davis took a knee. And had that been a 10-8 round, Roach would have won a majority decision instead of there being a majority draw. Now, I actually had Roach winning 115-113 anyway, regardless of this controversy. But yeah, what does this mean? Is this going to carry any weight at all? Well, the New York State Athletic Commission are conceding that Steve Willis made what they call a human error. That's fine. You know, we all make mistakes. We're all human. The question is, what's going to happen? Because, you know, okay, the guy made a human error, but one of the guys was still hard done by, and that's not justice. That's not fair. And it cost, essentially, that mistake cost Lamont Roach the championship. Dan Raphael said something along those lines when he was interviewed. The human error quote comes from the New York Commission's head, Matthew DeLuglio. And, you know, they're not going to overturn the decision. They're not going to completely go against the decision itself. What they're probably going to do is they're going to say, well, a rematch is an obvious thing, which Tank Davis sort of, within the space of a couple of sentences in the post-fight interview, he kind of said, well, I'd like that. I'd like the rematch, but I don't think it will be next. Do I think it will be this year? No. This is kind of a typical PBC scenario, isn't it? Where they just absolutely pick and choose their opponents, and they only fight, you know, once, maybe twice at the most a year. And it's all very sort of, everything has to be stacked in their favor. And I definitely think, with the benefit of hindsight, that Davis took Roach too lightly. Roach is a capable fighter, very capable fighter, holds a WBA super featherweight title. Of course, one of the ways in which you cherry pick your opponents is to pick on smaller guys, which Davis has done in the past. Or if they're his size or a little bit bigger, he tries to drag them down with all sorts of stipulations like weight clauses and so on. Yeah, there's got to be an immediate rematch. But will it happen? I don't know. Probably not. Now, a lot of people have made a big deal out of this business with the between rounds video not having captured the incident and them not being able to review it. And that's, what is that? Suspect, incompetence to an amazing degree, all of the above. Okay. But as I said in the previous video, my attitude is we don't need video evidence. I mean, first of all, we don't need there to have been video evidence between rounds. Everybody saw it happen. Look, this is really quite clear cut. It doesn't matter whether Davis is saying, oh, you know, it was oil or whatever the hell it was that was from my hair that was dripped into my eyes and was burning it. I couldn't care less what the reason. I could not care less. The point is that Tank Davis took a knee. And when you take a knee, you get a count, okay? And when he got up, I think I'm paraphrasing, but Willis seemed sort of startled, like, oh, he's taking a knee. What's all that about? What's happening? Because there were punches landed. I mean, there was a good jab by Roach, but there was a split second, well, not a split second, actually, I'd say a full second between the punch landing and Tank taking a knee. Almost like when Tank knocked out Ryan Garcia, there was a delayed reaction. And Tank went down. He didn't look hurt. But I tell you what, if some of that stuff was pouring into his eyes, he wasn't exactly blinking a lot, was he? He wasn't trying to rub his eyes or shaking his head or anything. He walked over to his corner, and I think one of the cornermen toweled him off. But you don't, as I think Paulie Malignaggi said this, you don't, if you're a fighter, you don't get to call a timeout. That's not in the rules. You took a knee for whatever reason. It's irrelevant what the reason is. You took a knee, therefore you deserve a count. That's the rule. And Steve Willis made a mistake. And Steve Willis, like I say, I'm paraphrasing, says something like, don't do that or I can count you for that. Well, yeah, you should have been counting him. That's like saying someone getting floored from a left hook and the referee says, don't get caught by a left hook because I can count you for that. No, you should be counting. It's the whole thing is just a sort of clusterfuck. Is there any sort of skullduggery going on? I don't think so. I think it was just a sort of brain fart by Steve Willis. The cards themselves, well, I don't agree with the decision. Like I say, I thought Roach won anyway. And I definitely think Tank Davis took him lightly. He thought, okay, he's coming up from Super Feather. He's got a defeat on his record. I'm Tank Davis. Look at my KO record. I'm big, naturally bigger than him. I'll walk him down. I'll knock him out like I did with Frank Martin and many others, and Rob Rowley. And no. Lamont Roach is a good fighter. He's a champion in his own right. But there should have been a count. And I don't think that this appeal will do him any good. And to be honest, I don't think he'll get a rematch either, because he's a dangerous guy. Now, you would think if Davis was interested in building any kind of legacy, he'd be saying, right, get him back in the ring, get him back straight in the ring. I want him again. I'm going to rectify this wrong. They don't care. None of that PBC cult care about legacy. They're just about making as much money as they possibly can for the least amount of heat. Okay, if you're of a certain age like I am, you'll remember when Roy Jones Jr. was disqualified, his first defeat. I can't remember the guy's name. Oh shit! I hate it when this happens because this is a bloke. I should know his name. I've known it for decades and I can't fucking remember it because my brain is getting old and turning to mush. No doubt you'll put his name in the comments section. Oh, this depresses me so much. It's so fucking infuriating when you can't remember names. Beat James Toney twice on points. You know the guy I mean. Anyway, he got a disqualification win over Roy Jones Jr. And Jones was absolutely infuriated by this and said, get him back in the ring, whatever, come hell or high water, I want him again. Got him back in the ring and blitzed him, blasted him out of the ring in a round. Okay, so that's what you do if you're a true fighting man, a true champion. If you want to build a legacy, if you want to prove that you're the best, you don't waltz around sort of, avoiding any kind of heat that even hints at being 50-50. And then say you're the face of boxing. No, you're not even close to being the face of boxing. We can say that if you want, if that makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, but it just doesn't happen to be the truth. And so will Roach Jr. get a rematch? No, he will not get a rematch. I don't think so. I'd be amazed if he did. And if he does, probably there'll be some stupid rule in there about how he's not allowed to weight, rehydrate to a certain weight or some shit like that. You know what I like, these people. PBC, yeah, so fucking thank fuck their takeover of boxing failed. What kind of bullshit. Anyway, that's my little rant for the day. My sympathies go out to Lamont Roach Jr., who, as far as I'm concerned, should be the WBA lightweight champ, but he'll have to make do with just being the WBA super featherweight champ. But I think his stock has gone very, very high, whereas Tank's is tanking, dare I say. Deservedly so as well. Yeah. Anyway, what do you think? Comments below, do all that usual stuff. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button. And spread the word about Joe's Son of Boxing. Much appreciated. Looking forward to reading your comments. And bye for now.